Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your yoga practice. I'm so glad that you came today on Independence Day or 4th of July. And I just wanted to remind you today that your yoga practice can actually give you a lot of freedom and liberation, even independence from your thoughts. But it can also give you an opportunity to examine your thoughts, not unlike this whole pandemic thing that's giving us a lot of opportunities to examine our thoughts. But it's not just the thoughts, it's really the feelings that are attached to those thoughts that we want to examine. And sometimes we find when we go through those layers that our feelings don't even have anything at all to do with the current situation, but they might be attached to a thought from a long time ago. So the yogis call these layers that we have to go through to find our true selves, they call those koshas. And so as we go through all of these layers and we dig through these layers and let them go and move in closer to ourselves, our true selves, we find in our true being that we are love, or the essence of love. So we actually find our true nature after we go through these layers. So today when we practice, we'll practice on a physical layer, on a Maya kosha, or an outer layer, but maybe we can practice a little bit more on a deeper layer and examine our thoughts at the same time. So we'll begin our practice today just by centering, a simple act that helps you to create a better communication from the brain to the body, and then from the body back to the brain again. And the simplest way to center is just by paying attention to your breath. So we'll begin our practice today by drawing down on the tailbone and then lifting all the way up on the sternum. So as you lift all the way up on the sternum, continue lifting all the way up through the crown of your head. And as you're reaching up through the crown of your head, draw your shoulders directly up towards your earlobes, and then allow the shoulders to come directly down below the earlobes. And then just do a few of those on your own. Try to follow the rhythm of your own breath if you can. And just slow it down a little bit if you're going fast this morning. Try to take it easy and connect the breath with the movement. And now just roll your shoulders forward towards the front. Draw the shoulders way, way up towards your ears. Draw your shoulder blades together, and then draw the shoulder blades all the way down the back. So they come all the way down your back. Inhale as you roll forward and up, and exhale as you release your shoulders back and all the way down. And just keep following that rhythm of your breath. Try to dive inside if you can. Maybe notice any sounds that you're hearing. Sometimes you hear some sound. Maybe it's a sensation of tightness or ease. Maybe it's a sensation of ease. But just observing those sensations, finally allowing the shoulders to remain slightly back and slightly down. Lift all the way up again through the crown of the head. And then let's just use the right hand near the navel center, near the abdominal region. Close your eyes down, dive inside, and on the next exhalation, just allow all of your breath to go out. Just empty your body completely of the breath. And on the inhale, just allow your body to expand with the breath. Just let your body get a little bit bigger when you inhale, or bring in all of that breath, prana, energy. So start following the rhythm of your own breath. Even though you can hear my voice, try to stay focused on your exhalations, emptying you out completely. Use some abdominal strength to draw the navel in towards the spine. When you inhale, allow that expansion to happen, not just right around your palm there, but everywhere in your body. Let it get really big and full of prana. And we'll just do a few rounds. You can remind yourself on the inhales, you're drawing in more oxygen, more energy, more vitality. And when you exhale, you're releasing any excess carbon dioxide or any toxins that may have built up on a cellular level. Now just take a moment to place both palms down, and with both palms down, use your internal eye and just start to scan your body. Maybe you can notice any tightness, any openness, hot or cold, any sensations, vibration. And then just bring your palms together at the heart center. Lift your heart up into the palms, and we'll take this opportunity to create an intention. The reason that you're here today, bring that to mind. And it'll just make your practice that much more potent. Namaste. Good morning. We'll start out our practice today standing, in a standing position. So just find a comfortable place to stand. And we'll start out in our mountain pose. So when you begin in your mountain pose, take a look down at your feet. Fan out your toes really wide. Make sure your feet are even. Bring your hands to your waist and press through the outer edges of your feet. Just notice how that feels on the feet. And now you can press into all four corners of your feet. Try to imagine the feet have four corners. Press into that so you really feel grounded. And then on the exhale, just bend your knees a little bit, extend your fingertips down long, and then lift your knees up. And as you're lifting your knees up, keep engaging your abdominal region and lifting all the way up towards the sternum. So keep your fingertips drawing down, the feet are drawing down, but you're lifting up with the whole rest of the body all the way up to the crown of your head. Just feel any length you're creating. On the next inhale, bring your arms directly over your head, turn your palms out, and then just start reaching from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists to your fingertips. And on the exhale, release the arms down in front. Inhale, bring the arms directly up over the head, let your palms touch, and then just bring your palms right down your midline. Find the midline, middle of the eyes, middle of the throat, right to the middle of the chest. Lift your heart up, and on the exhale, release the arms down. So now we're just going to do a simple joint freeing series, and we'll start out by just bending your knees a little bit deeper and place your hands on the knees. And we're just going to make some circles with the knees. So try to connect with your breath while you're making these simple circles. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. So just move in the opposite direction. Try to stay connected. And now very simply, just slide your hands up a little bit higher so they come closer to the tops of your thighs. And when your hands are at the tops of your thighs, press your thigh bones back and draw your elbows in close to your body. And if you can, put the weight on the front of your feet or the balls of your feet. And if you need to bend your knees more, that's okay too. But you want to get a sensation in your back a little bit, and from the crown of your head lengthening forward. So try to find those areas of your body. Just keep breathing deep. We have a lot to celebrate today, so try to breathe now. And on the next exhale, just bend your knees a little bit deeper. Inhale, and we'll bring the arms up over the head. Let your palms touch, and then bring the palms right down the center line, right to your heart center. And then release your arms back down to the side. Now let's try that one more time. This time when you bend forward or you lean forward, can you press a little bit more, extend through the crown of your head, bring the elbows in tight, and now let your heart sink down. For anybody that's hunched over or your shoulders are rolling forward, think about drawing your collarbones away from each other and opening up the heart in this position. So you probably have to engage your abdominal muscles too, right? Does everybody have their abdominal muscles engaged? Take a deep breath. Exhale and bend your knees again. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up over the head, let the palms touch, and then just bring the palms right down to the heart center. And on the exhale, release the arms down to the side. Let's move into the hips by stepping the feet wider apart, wider than hip width apart. And then on the next exhale, just press your hips forward. Just move your hips forward, nice and easy. And then shift your hips over towards your left side. Real simple movements. Come back to the center, shift your hips back. Let your hips go all the way back. And then come back to the center. And on the exhale, shift your hips over towards your right side. Now bend your knees deeper. Inhale, and we'll go forward and to the left. Exhale, back and to the right. Just keep your knees bent, and you might want to take a look down and make an imaginary circle. Make a perfect circle. And if anything's tight or not feeling that good this morning, try to breathe even deeper in that area and slow it down. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. So when you're moving in the opposite direction, you're just allowing now for that synovial fluid in the joints to start lubricating everything again. So you can move around freely and with a lot of independence today. Full breath. And then coming back to the center. When you come back to the center, just walk your feet together and then release your arms down to the side. So let's keep it simple, and we're just going to move from side to side, okay? So if your body's just waking up today, you're just starting to move around, try to keep it simple. Don't dive in just yet. Deepen your breath. And try to think about the top 2/3 of your spine right now. So you'd be moving that top 2/3 of your spine. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And now on the exhale, just release the arms down to the side. Now we'll move into our cat-cow posture, but we're gonna do it in a standing position so it'll strengthen your legs. So if you can bend your knees a little bit and then place your hands on your thighs again, like we just did, kind of high. And then on the exhale, can you engage your abdomen, draw it way in, and then separate your shoulder blades so they come apart. And then on the inhale, you're gonna lift up on your sternum and draw the elbows back together and look up, okay? So exhale, and you'll roll in and almost over yourself, separate those shoulder blades. Inhale, fill up the belly, the rib cage, and the chest, and take a look up. So just try to do a few of those now on your own. Keep following that same rhythm of your breath. And sometimes in this posture, if you slow it down, you'll notice more sensations or what parts of your body or your spine need more opening or need more attention. And sometimes if you're really stiff in the morning, if you're having a lot of stiffness, you might have to do a few movements that are a little bit faster just to release some stiffness. But you've got to look inside and figure out what you need to do, okay? So just take a few more breaths. Every time we're focused on the breath, we're allowing more circulation to flow through the spine. And hopefully it's going to shoot right up to the brain. That's where we really need the circulation. On the next exhale, bend both of your knees. Inhale and bring the arms up over your head. Let your palms touch. This time on the exhale, release the arms back and down, and then clasp your hands behind you. And when you clasp your hands behind you, inhale and lift up on the sternum again. So as you're lifting all the way up, keep drawing your shoulders down. Press through all four corners of your feet and fan out your toes again. Just holding the posture for about 30 seconds. Breathe deeply. On the exhale, you can release your fingertips and just shake your fingers out a little bit, and let's move to the top of the mat. So when you're coming to the top of your mat, on the next inhale, extend the arms up over your head. On the exhale, you can fold all the way forward. And this time when you fold forward, can you bend both of your knees? And as you're bending your knees and you're hinging forward, inhale and lift up so you can look up. And then on the next exhale, we'll fold forward again. So this time when you fold forward, place your hands on the elbows or on the knobby part of the elbows, and then let your head sink down. And then just move maybe from side to side, rock around a little bit, and let the weight of your head release your neck. So let your neck relax. And try to draw your calf muscles down a little bit if you can, drawing the calf muscles down, and lift up on your hamstring slightly. And breathe. Now exhale and bend your knees. Press through your feet, and on the inhale, keep your arms right where they are, and we'll lift the torso directly up. So when you have your torso fully lifted, on the next exhale, drop your elbows over towards your left side. Inhale and lift up on the rib cage. Take a deep breath. Press down through the outer edge of your right foot. Take another breath. Yeah. And then come back to the center. As you come back to the center, inhale, lift your arms all the way up. Exhale, release the arms back and behind you. Clasp your hands behind you. Inhale and lift up on the sternum. Open up the heart center. We're going to be doing some backward bowing today, so we really have to open up the chest, the pectoral muscles. Keep lifting. Exhale, release the arms. Now inhale, bring the arms up over the head and cross your arms over again. Lift up on your sternum, and when you exhale, drop over now towards your right side. And as you drop over towards your right side, lift up on the rib cage. Lift your rib cage up away from your waist. And then press down on the outer edge of your left foot. Nice deep breaths. These few openers will really make a difference in your whole day today, in your whole practice today too. Give your body and mind a chance to connect. Mind moves pretty quick. Now, bring the arms back up to the center. Inhale, extend your arms straight up. And then on the exhale, reach the arms out to the side. You can cross your arms over. Bring the arms back up over the head. Let your palms touch and bring the palms right down to the heart center. Inhale and lift the heart up into the palms. On the next exhale, we'll just start to fold forward. So as you begin hinging at your hips, bring your fingertips down to the floor. Inhale and look up. Take a breath, and on the next inhalation, bring your right leg back. As you bring your right leg back, you can drop your right knee down. As you drop your right knee down, let the top of the foot come to the mat. Inhale and lift your arms all the way up. That's right, lift them all the way up. Tilt back slightly. And then on the exhale, bring the arms back down. So as you bring your arms back down, open up at the shoulders. Remember, everybody's doing whatever practice they normally do or whatever practice they can follow. You don't have to overdo anything. So lift up through the heart center. Get your ankle and your knee aligned on the front leg. And try to notice any sensations in the top of the thigh. That's where you really want to feel it. So sometimes you have to drop your knee back a little bit farther. On the next inhalation, let's just draw both hips back and then bring the knees together and separate them even wider. And draw your hips back as you walk your fingertips forward. Draw your shoulder blades back. So I have my head up, but I would like you to place your head down so that you can allow also your heart center to sink down or allow your chest to release down. So if your hips are higher, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to squish down on your knees. As a matter of fact, you want to try to keep them a little bit higher and just breathe. Now inhale and float your torso up. And as you bring your torso up, bring your knees back together. Let's bring that right foot forward this time. And then curl the toe under. Inhale and bring the arms directly over the head. Exhale and tilt back. And then bring your palms forward again. Line up your ankle and your knee. Draw the collarbones away from each other. And if it's necessary, you can slide that knee back. So just slide your left knee back. And as you're gazing forward, try to allow your hips to sink down or allow the hips to release. Really deepen the breath. And now on the next inhale, let's draw that right knee back and then exhale. Draw the hips back while you're walking your hands forward. So as you're bringing your hands forward, can you draw your shoulder blades back and let your heart sink down? Try to make a lot of room in between your knees. If your knees are tight together, separate your knees wider. Let your forehead and your heart center sink down. And now on the next inhalation, we'll just float the torso all the way up. As you bring your torso up, let's inhale and bring the right foot forward and then the left foot forward. Exhale and fold forward. Bend both of your knees. And on the inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Let your palms touch. Exhale and press your hips forward, but start lifting up through the sternum. Instead of just dropping back, try to make length first. Try to make a whole lot of length in your spine first. And then if it feels good, you can tilt back slightly. So everybody breathe deep. Exhale, and we'll bring the palms down the center line, right to the heart center. Lift the heart up into the palms. And then just release your arms back down. As you release your arms back down, we'll come into our standing postures. So when you come to the top of your mat or the very front of your mat, just bring your right leg one giant step back. And as you bring your right leg back, if you turn out to the right, all the way out to the right, try to bring yourself forward again. And as you bring yourself forward, clasp your hands behind you. So now both of your feet are facing forward. Both feet are facing forward. Inhale and lift up on your sternum the way we just did. And then on the exhale, start hinging forward. And as you're hinging forward, if your right hip is dropping back, draw that right hip forward and the left hip back. When you come about halfway, that's where you can decide whether you want to continue folding forward and lifting the arms up, or you can stay right where you are and just keep balancing the weight in both of your feet, bringing your right hip forward and your left hip back. Everybody breathe. Now press through both of the feet, and as you start bringing your torso back up, if you still have your hands clasped, you can allow the hands to drop down behind you. Inhale and look up, stargazer or moon gazer, whatever you're looking at, maybe the spots on your ceiling. And then on the exhale, just hinge forward. Bring all the weight into your left foot, and we'll step the right foot forward. Exhale and release the arms. Roll your shoulders one time. Bring your hands to the waist. And on the inhale, let's bring the left leg straight back. So when you bring your left leg back, make sure if you turned out to the left, you come back towards the front. Clasp your hands behind you. Inhale and lift up on the sternum. On the exhale, we'll slowly hinge forward. But when you start hinging forward, keep observing what's going on in your body. If your left hip is drawing back, draw your right hip back. Draw your right hip back as you hinge forward. When you get about halfway, it might feel a little different than it did on the other side. So make your decision. Either you'll continue folding forward by hinging at the hips and lift the arms up over the head. So we're bringing ourselves into this head to knee posture or mudra. Try to lead with your heart, whatever posture you're in. Full breath. Using both of your feet, balance the weight in both of the feet, and then slowly press through both of your feet. Inhale, inhale, inhale the whole way up. Bring all the weight into your right foot and bring your left foot forward. And then on the exhale, you can release your arms And just allow the weight to be in your wrists now. Notice the weight in your wrists. And if that's a posture that you're not that crazy about, it's probably one that you need to do more often. If it's one that you really like, that's great too. So bring your hands to your waist now. And on the next inhale, we'll bring the right leg back. Bring your right leg back, shift your hips forward. As you're shifting your hips forward, on the exhale, bend your front knee. As you're bending your front knee, lift up off of the back heel, like you're ready to lunge forward, like you're gonna lunge forward, and then drop that heel back down. And as you bring your heel back down, on the next inhale, we'll lift the arms up over the head and lift up through the rib cage. Now, as we move into this warrior one or Virabhadrasana one, keep breathing and keep lifting up on the sternum. On the exhale, release your arms back behind you and start reaching through your fingertips. And as you're reaching through your fingertips, open up your heart. Open the heart up. And then bring your palms back to the heart center. Put all the weight into your left foot, and we'll bring the right foot forward. Exhale, and just fold forward. As you're folding forward, let's bring the fingertips down to the mat. As you bring your fingertips down to the mat, bend both of your knees almost into a squat. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. Let your palms touch. And then once again, we're going to tilt back slightly in that back bend. So keep lifting up at the heart center. On the exhale, press your hips forward and breathe. So if you've lifted your sternum up and you're able to tilt back, you can tilt back a little more. But if it feels better to create length, now's your opportunity to do that. So you can just keep lifting up tall too. On the exhale, release the arms down to the side. Let your arms come all the way down to the side. And then bring your hands to the waist. And on the inhale, we'll bring the left leg straight back. So when you bring your left leg back, bend that front knee. So bend your front knee, and then pretend like you're going to lunge forward or like you're going to run forward, and then just draw your heel back again. So even if you've done this posture 1,000 times, just try breaking it up and observing every muscle, every fiber, every emotion. On the inhale, bring your arms up over your head. Take a deep breath. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, is a posture of victory. And on the exhale, release your arms straight back. You bring your arms back, open up at the heart. Allow for both legs to settle in and settle down. The front knee is externally rotated, and you're pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. Now bring your palms back to the heart center. Bring the weight into your right foot, and we'll step the left foot forward. So as you're stepping forward now, just take a moment to notice the balance in your feet. Maybe you'll notice more or less weight on one side, but try to balance that weight evenly as much as you can. And then on the next exhale, just release the arms down to the side. As you bring your arms down to the side, let's place the hands at the waist. And with the hands at the waist, we'll inhale and bring the right leg back. So when you bring your right leg back, let's turn all the way out. And as you turn out towards the front, Make sure there's at least 3 feet between your feet, at least 3 feet. And then let's turn the left foot out. Turn your left foot out. And as you turn your left foot out, on the next exhale, sink the left knee down. So when you sink your left knee down, see if you can externally rotate the front knee, and you'll press down on the outer edge of your back foot. So just taking a deeper breath now, lift all the way up through the sternum. As you may have guessed, we're moving into our Warrior Two posture or Virabhadrasana 2. So try to get your energy drawing down. Focus on your stance first, on your legs. And then on the next exhale, bring your arms together in front and then extend the arms out, making a whole lot of space around yourself. We need a lot of room around each other now, right? Please 6 feet. Take a deep breath. And then let's turn and look out towards the horizon. And as you're looking out towards the horizon, turn your palms up one time. And then turn the palms back down. On the exhale, release the arms down to the side. So your arms come all the way down to the side. And then step the feet forward again. And on the next exhale, turn your right foot out. And as you turn your right foot out, bend your right knee. As you're bending your right knee, reevaluate the stance. So take a look back at your back foot. And then cross the arms over in front. Inhale and lift all the way up on the sternum. Extend both of your arms out long and create that space around yourself. Feel your independence and liberation as you turn and look out towards the horizon. Try to bring to mind your intention or whatever your intent was today. And just feel that energy moving from your midline, north, south, east, and west. On the exhale, just release the arms back down, and you can bring your feet forward again. And if you didn't hear in the beginning of practice, I asked you if you could get a block or something to help support you in this balancing posture. So if you've got anything, or you can just get close enough to maybe a small table or a chair, the back of a chair, anything like that will do. We're furniture yogis now, okay? So let's just roll the shoulders back and down. And as we roll the shoulders back and down, we'll move into our triangle pose. So take your hands at your waist and just extend your legs out wide. So as you bring your legs out wide, on the next exhale, let's just turn the right foot out. And as you're turning your right foot out, just evaluate your hips. Maybe notice your hips can move from side to side. Your back foot is going to be at about a 45-degree angle, and then just draw the hips back. So as you're drawing your hips back, can you extend your arm out, almost like you're reaching for something? And then on the exhale, just allow the arm to come down. So if your arm comes down, it can land on a block, or it can land on the floor or on a part of your leg. But just focus now on drawing your left hip back. So now your left hip comes back and your arm should be long. On the inhale, you can bring your top arm up. So as we move into this triangle posture, turn and look up towards your palm if that feels okay. If that doesn't feel so good to you, you can just turn your head down. So try to use your practice as therapy. Everybody's breathing deep, full deep breaths. And then on the inhale, just float your torso back up. Bring the torso all the way back up. Exhale and release the arms down. Let's turn the feet forward. As you turn your feet forward, turn your left foot out. And as you turn your left foot out, take a look back at your right foot, adjust your right foot. And as you exhale, reach your arms out and just keep drawing your left hip in and your right hip back. So as you're drawing that right hip back, keep reaching through your front arm. And as you're reaching through your front arm to get into this great classic posture, on the exhale, just allow the arm to drop down. So it might drop down on the floor, it might drop down on your block, but just focus on drawing the hip back and opening up at the heart. Because again, this Trikonasana or triangle pose is also a heart opening posture. So try not to roll forward in this posture. If you are, then you just need to lift up a little higher, and then that'll allow you to open up your shoulders or stack your shoulders. Everybody breathe deep. Sometimes holding the postures a little bit longer creates more strength, more endurance, and also gives you an opportunity to evaluate your thoughts and feelings in the long run. So let's line up now, lift up the top arm. And as you're lifting up your top arm, take a look at the palm. And then on the inhale, float your torso back up. So as you're bringing your torso back up, let's just line the feet up again. So now with the feet lined up, we're going to turn out now towards the right side again. And this might be where you wanted to use your block. So when you turn towards the right, allow both of your hips to move forward. And then just as if you were bending into your warrior one posture, you can bend your front knee, but you'll want to bring your arm or your block out in front of you and to the side, and then drop the block down so that you'll lift up the right leg. So now when you lift up your right leg, you can open up at the hips, press through your heel, and on the inhale, you'll bring the arm up over your head in Ardha Chandrasana, or that half moon pose. So to celebrate the moon today, Ardha Chandrasana, full breath. Remember, you could be using your chair or your table at home. That's the beauty of practicing at home. And then on the exhale, you can release the arm down, then release the hip back down. Inhale, we'll lift all the way up. Let your palms touch. Exhale, press your hips forward and open up the heart as you move into your back bend. And then we'll bring the palms right down the center line, right to the heart center. And then exhale and release the arms down to the side. So get yourself in a position if you're going to use any props, and then separate your legs one more time. And separate the legs one more time. As you separate your legs, let's turn the left foot out. And as you turn your left foot out, you can turn towards the left. So if you remember, if you've got anything nearby, like your block or your table that you're using, try to get your foot kind of close. We'll take a look at Shiva now when we can see Shiva, and bring your foot close to whatever you're going to use for your balance. And then on the next exhalation, you'll just bend your front knee And as you bend your front knee, you can lean down towards your prop and then open up the hip. So as you're opening up your hip, just extend through the top arm, press through your heel, and move into your Ardha Chandrasana or half moon pose. Woo! It's a full moon though. Take a deep breath. You should feel the energy pressing through your back heel. Open up your heart. And on the exhale, just release your back leg down, release your arm down. This time we're going to come all the way up. As you come all the way up, walk your feet all the way together. Your feet come together. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head. On the exhale, bend both of your knees, cross your arms down in front as you come into a squat. Bring the arms up over the head. And then on the next exhale, press your hips forward and move into your gentle back bend. Full breath. Bring the palms down to the heart center. And as you bring your palms to the heart center, close your eyes down for a moment. You are perfect now. Full breath. On the exhale, you can release the arms down to the side. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Now, if you're not at the top of your mat, come to the top of your mat again. And as you come to the top of the mat, we'll inhale and bring the arms up over the head. And on the exhale, fold all the way forward. As you're folding forward, inhale and bring your right knee back. So as you bring your right leg back, curl the toe under, move right into your high lunge. Bring your left leg back and then move right into your downward facing dog. So as you're moving into your downward facing dog, deepen the breath. Hopefully everybody's having fun by now. On the next exhale, come forward as you're moving into your plank posture. As you come into your plank, open up your heart. And then on the exhale, bend the knees, chest, and chin towards the ground. Inhale and float your torso all the way up. Come into your up dog and hold it there. See if you can hold the up dog. Press down on the tops of your feet and lift up from the navel to the heart center. Take a deep breath here. On the exhale, draw your hips back. As you're drawing your hips back, curl the toes under and then lift the hips up. Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog pose. On the inhale, lunge forward again. You can bring your right foot forward and then your left foot forward. Exhale and we'll fold forward. Bend both of your knees. Inhale, bring the arms over the head, let the palms touch, and then tilt back slightly into your back bend. And then bring the palms down the heart center and lift the heart up into the palms. On the exhale, you can release your arms down to the side. Bring your hands to your waist. Take a deep breath. Lift your arms up over your head. And on the exhale, bring your palms down towards the floor. This time, bring your left leg back. When you bring your left leg straight back, we'll bring the right leg straight back. Exhale and press your hips all the way back. Inhale and we'll begin to lunge forward. So as you're lunging forward, come into your plank pose, draw the collarbones away from each other and reach through your heels. Try to reach through your heels. On the next exhale, you can bend the knees, tops of the feet come down, bring the elbows way in, your chest and chin go near the earth. And then on the inhale, you float your torso up. So as you're bringing your torso up into your up dog or Bhagwanasana, press down on the tops of your feet and lift all the way up through the sternum, from your navel all the way up to your throat. Try to lift up that part. You can turn your head to the right and then come back to center, and then turn your head to the left and come back to center. And then on the exhale, just draw your hips back, curl your toes under, and float the hips all the way up. Inhale, and we'll bring the right foot forward and then the left foot forward. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale and bend your knees, bring the arms all the way up over your head, let your palms touch. And exhale again as we bow backwards, saluting the moon. And then bring the palms right down the heart center. Lift the heart up into the palms. Full breath. Exhale and release the arms down to the side. So as you release your arms down to the side, maybe now you can notice your stance. Bring your hands to your waist. Exhale and hinge forward. So as you're hinging forward this time, bring your fingertips down. Bring the right knee back, drop the right knee down. Left knee back, drop the left knee down. Draw your hips back as you come into your hero's pose. This is a good meditation pose. Bring your hands out to the side and then extend your legs forward. So as you're bringing your legs forward, just flex through your heels, and we'll move into Dandasana or staff pose. Lift up through your sternum, and then on the next exhale, bring your shoulders square, bring the hips square, and try to draw the hips back even more. As you're pressing through your feet, you should notice your calves pressing into the mat and notice your heart opening up. On the next exhale, you can bend the right knee and bend the left knee, and then tilt back slightly and lift both legs up. So as we move into Navasana or boat pose, if you want to lift the legs up a little higher, you can lift the legs up a little higher. If you want to extend your legs out longer, you can extend your legs out longer. Bring your arms out to the side if you like. Otherwise, you could stay right where you are. Open up at the heart. Everybody's embracing this beautiful day today. Embrace all of your liberation. And independence. Full sacred tremor. Breathe deep. On the exhale, draw the knees back in towards your chest. As you bring the knees in towards your chest, just lean forward and try to lift up on the sternum. As you lift up on the sternum, very slowly, we'll lean all the way back and then draw the hips down towards the ankles, and we'll come back down onto a flat back. So as you come back down onto your flat back, just allow for a moment for a little release in the back body. Notice where your shoulder blades are and see if you can bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. On the next exhale, just draw the knees in towards your chest. And as you bring the knees in towards the chest, you can extend your arms out to the side if you like, and then just drop your knees over towards your right elbow. Let the knees go towards the right elbow. If your left shoulder's picking up, bring the arm down lower or lift your knees up higher so that your shoulders can be squared. So focus on relaxing your low back right now. Just let your low back relax. Take a deep breath into the left rib cage. And at this time, you can start to notice how much more room you've created to breathe. So everybody's taking in a lot more prana now than you did an hour ago. Keep breathing. On the next exhale, draw your knees together, engage your abdomen, and come back to the center. On the next exhale, drop your knees over towards your left side. And remember, if your shoulder picks up off of the mat, lift your knees up so you can keep your shoulders square. Enjoy this posture in the low back area. Full breath. Now your whole right rib cage expands. And from all that backward bowing at the moon, we're allowing more room in the front body. On the next exhale, engage your abdomen and bring the knees towards the center. As you have your knees towards the center, just place the soles of your feet back down. And with the soles of your feet back down, press into the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your feet so that the soles of the feet are going to be even with your hips. Try to keep your knees together in this posture. Don't let your knees drop open. Place your arms down. And then as you're bringing your shoulder blades together, bring the shoulder blades down. Okay, bring them down your back. And then press through the feet. And on the inhale, we'll lift the hips up and then drop the arms back down behind you. On the next exhale, slowly, almost like in slow motion, you're going to allow the arms and the hips to be connected. You bring your arms back down and bring the spine back down. So let's just do a couple of those now. Keep breathing and try to stay connected, the breath with the movement. So you should really notice this in your spine by now, that you've created a little bit more freedom of movement, a little bit more liberation, and a little bit more independence. So breathe deep, connecting the body, the mind, and the breath. Keep going. Now just go one more round. And then on the next exhale, just rock your knees from side to side. As you release the knees from side to side, you can extend your right leg down and then extend your left leg down, your right arm down and your left arm down. And as you move into this final posture of Shavasana, don't go away. Just take a deep breath, and on the exhale, make an audible sound. Signal the body that you're coming down, you're moving down. And now just relax the whole right side. Stay right where you are. Relax your whole right side. Let the right foot drop open. Now relax your whole left side. The entire left side is relaxing. And let your left foot drop open. Now shift your attention to the crown of your head and just relax your forehead, your eyebrows, and the corners of your eyes. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. And let there be space between your teeth. Now just place the tongue gently on the palate and start noticing the breath coming in through the nostrils and going out through the nostrils. Now let the tongue drop to the base of the mouth. Remind yourself there's only a moment left, so shift your attention to the center of the eyebrows. Drop in a few inches deeper and release all struggle. Just for a moment. And just as mind may be coming up with thoughts, remind yourself that we are not just our thoughts. We are the body, the mind, and the soul, and all of the magnificence of that. So now just rock your head from side to side. On the inhale, give yourself a nice long stretch. Maybe feeling an energetic calm inside, really making your body long. And then on the exhale, you can wrap your arms around your knees, draw the knees into your chest, give yourself a good squeeze, acknowledge yourself for more personal improvement, doing your practice, enjoying your life. And then just roll over towards your right side, and we'll come back up into a comfortable seated position. And as you come back into your comfortable seat, draw the tailbone down one final time. Notice how grounded you are, and then lift all the way up on the sternum. Bring your palms to the heart center. Lift your heart up into the palms. And we'll close our practice today with the greeting of Namaste. My internal light respects your internal light. Namaste. Happy Independence Day.